Daniela. Welcome in. We're just getting started, y'all, so I'm just gonna let everybody join in. Thank you, Ann. Hi, Nene.
Hey, Gigi, you gonna put in a word for your boy or what? Like,
Oh my God. Hi, Erica.
help me out. Help me out. I need some help over here.
Hi, Tanya Z. Okay, let me, you are so funny, Scar. You are so funny. Hi, Cheeky Baby. Hi, Lacey. Hey, Yummy. Hi, User MS. Hey, Itsy Bitsy. Okay, so Mish, thank you, Erica. I'm actually dressed today, y'all. I'm dressed. I be going outside and shit now. I used to go outside before, but... Oh, Rachel said thank you for your service, babe. She's probably caught up on all the lives she missed.
You're welcome. You tell me how we gonna do this one.
Thank you, T. Oh, okay, yeah. So, Chris, this time, I haven't yet, Meech. I have not yet. I want to watch that interview, and it was something else. What else was it that I was supposed to watch, y'all? Hi, Rashawn. Hi, Billy. Okay, so, thank you, Jermira. Y'all, I stayed dressed on purpose. Hi, Nikki. Hey, Nola. I did not get undressed because I was like, I know that I'm going to get uncomfortable at some point and that'll make me get off live. Okay, Boogie, I actually do want to watch the whole thing. I want to watch the whole thing. Hi, Popcorn. I actually do want to hear what Zach has to say. Okay, thank you, Lex. Hey, Stars, great question. Gigi, y'all are a mess. Hey, Ginger. Period. So, today's topic, we're gonna obviously, on Fridays, I should have put it up there, but, you didn't get to finish because now I'm live. You're funny. You enjoyed his interview? I want to watch it, y'all. I'm not going to lie. He probably says some stuff that annoys me, but that's okay. Nobody can be perfect. How long am I usually on live on Fridays? Candid moments on Fridays. Period, Olivia Michelle. On Fridays, typically, hi, Miva. If I'm saying that wrong, please correct me. On Fridays, I don't typically have like a time frame for when I get off of live, honestly. I probably should be better about that. Hi, dark skin lover girl. I usually do viewer wishes, but I already know what y'all want me to talk about on today. Hi, Jennifer Corbina. Cobina. Hi, Jennifer. We do just be yapping. Listen, we're called the Yappers for a reason, okay? We're called the Yappers for a reason. Thank you, Scar. Thank you, hi, Toya. Thank you, Mava. Thank you for correcting me, Mava. Thank you, Ginger, for sharing the live. Thank you, Scar, for the gifts. Thank you all for the likes already. I appreciate it. It just helps to push out the live. We have been live for like 5 minutes and we're already at 5.5K. I appreciate y'all. Hey, cool chicks. I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. How you doing? That's because I ain't been live since Tuesday. You loved my Amaya video? Which one, girl? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, wait. The one where I was sick of her shit? Listen, she about to try to wear me out. But y'all, you know we have to talk about the interview. You know we have to talk about the podcast. I was trying to wait for... Okay. Hi, babe. Oh, Chris told me to tell y'all. See, ADHD. Oh, my God. Chris told me to tell y'all that on this live, he is screen recording it, which means all of your comments will also be on the upload this time. He's wondering if y'all would like that more. I feel like y'all probably would. And it would make it where I don't have to read your comments out, even though I've developed that habit now. So just be mindful, your comment is gonna be in 4K. Your comments is gonna be on the replay, okay? So just know, not now you feel shy. Don't even. Bye. Hey, Betty. Hi, Allie P. Beatrice, you still want me to read the comments out? Okay. Jameer, they be trying to tag team me, not let me behave. Y'all are so funny. Hi, Ray. Okay, y'all, I feel like it's been quite some time. It's 140 plus of us in here already. Listen, y'all gonna be on the Jumbotron. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Y'all gonna be on the Jumbotron. Hi, Raven. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I had a little meet and greet today, so you know, I had to put that shit on today. I had to get cutesy or whatever. Y'all so funny. Not get back on your burner account. Y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. Listen. Chris was like, I watched it back and I just feel like it would be more fun if the comments were there too. And I said, okay. That's cool with me. Okay. That's cool with me. Thank you so much, Starsky Lover Girl. Thank you all so much for the likes. Listen, can we get into it? Can we get into it? No, K Boogie, you won't watch yourself back? Listen, your voice is beautiful. Beautiful. Not y'all gonna private your account. Y'all are cracking me up. Y'all are cracking me up. Hi, Miro. Y'all are cracking me up, yo. So listen. Oh, seventh letter, I just got on. I've been just doing a little bit of check-in with the live. I'm doing well. How are y'all? Matter of fact, how is everybody? How is your Friday? Tell me something that was thebomb.com about your Friday. Oh, thank you so much. You stay in public, baby. I know that's right. Tell me how y'all's Friday was. What was something that was really good about your Friday? Period. You saw Wicked. Okay, Vibe Lounge wants to know how you subscribe. So the way that you subscribe is a little bit more complicated now on TikTok. So you can't subscribe from the live anymore. You have to click my face at the top, go to my actual page, and then hit the subscribe option on there. The only payment option you should have is a $3.99 and a $6.99. If you see something that costs more than that, you're in the wrong spot. Now, you can subscribe for like 3 months, 6 months, or a year, but you have to go to my actual page. Do not get confused with the super fan, y'all. Because Superfan will not let you watch my subscriber only videos. It just gives you some stickers in here, and that ain't enough for $10 a month. Okay. Zach's interview is on YouTube. It doesn't have very many views yet. Oh, I love what I'm seeing. Y'all took naps. Yes, because rest is revolutionary. Y'all watch crime shows. That's one of my faves. Got a new job and quit the old one in the same day. Someone said that they got their bonus check, making nachos, watching movies, period. Car out the shop. We still alive. NR took a breath, had breath in our bodies. Who interviewed him? I don't remember what they're called. 2 documentaries, period. Sky Daddy saw fit to take the power from my work building, so we got sent home. I love that.
Do you want fried rice too?
Yes.
I'm not gonna get it with shrimp. I'm just gonna get vegetable.
If you just get veggie, yeah.
Yeah, just the fried rice.
Yeah. Cuddles with Your Daughter, The Journey podcast. Thank you, Mish. And it was The Journey podcast that interviewed Zach. You went apartment hunting. I hope you find something that you really, really like. We are eating Japanese food tonight, Gigi. So he's placing, we get like sushi, and then we get yellowtail collar with fried rice. My sister just joined the live. Hi, Shawnee. Girl, Chris said, I know Shawnee is so glad to be in that new location because she be on that phone now. Betty. You know the people was in my inbox. Oh, you're going to a Korean food festival tomorrow. Love that. You know, Kim, you said, I love that you're having a cook-free night. You know, I never cook. I used to cook. I used to cook all the time. And then I got pregnant, and I haven't really done that consistently for 13 years. Chris be in that kitchen whipping it up. So I'm very grateful. I'm very lucky. So yeah. Listen, it did start out as the baby's fault, okay? Because I couldn't stand for long periods of time because I would get dizzy because his big ass was sitting so far down on me. Listen, it is his fault. But he did free me 13 years ago and I never went back. Listen, Internet, don't start. Okay, let's get into it. We gotta sure God, that scheme is up there with Todd's. Listen. But y'all, Todd's scheme caught up to him. That's what somebody said in my DMs. They said Todd's scheme caught up with him because Candy done filed for divorce, child. Listen. I'm about to be shady for like a couple seconds, and then we're gonna talk about Michelle in this interview, okay? Not who knew the scheme Todd set up was his marriage. Noelle! Her mama happy as hell. Listen. And didn't Umbertha pass away? Umbertha done finally stopped rolling in that grave, child. Listen. Yes, Erica, she filed for divorce. Now, here's the thing. I'm not even gonna lie. What did Todd do, child? I don't know. But what always got me about Todd, I ain't even gonna hold you. What always got me about Todd was I didn't love the way he was with Kayla, his daughter. I didn't love that personally. Hi, Alicia. I wasn't necessarily a fan of the way that he showed up, at least what we got to see on TV as a parent with her in relationship to the other kids. That always put me off. For me, I agree. Dark-skinned lover girl. And here's the thing, Fontaine. Yes, he met her later in life. I don't care. Because that's exactly what it was. What you just said right there, Marmar the robot, making her struggle. It would be like, I didn't like that. Like, hi, Simone. Hi, Quiet Thoughts. The fact that, exactly, to your point, Candy tried more than he did. I personally, that put me off. That put me off personally. I could not rock with it like that. Because when I was married to that last no shit ass man that's now in the ground, okay? Hi, Dad. He supposedly was having a whole baby on, like, supposedly had a whole nother girl pregnant while we was married. And it was never a question in my mind as to whether or not I was going to, if I stayed with him, be a present and loving parent to that child, because that child didn't do shit. So I actually don't care that he didn't meet her until later in life, because that's still your actual child. And so you need to do the work of creating a relationship, and you should not be treating her differently than you're treating your other children. I don't care. And you're right, Mommy Ashley. But I do, and that's why I couldn't necessarily fuck with him like that. You know what I mean? Personally. I had a not shit ass stepmom. I was not gonna ever be that to nobody else. You know what I mean? And so I just can't fuck with it. So, you know, And the fact that he was so pressed about them having babies. I don't know. Anyway, I won't spend too much time on Todd. We come back to him. Listen, Riley did not like that man. Okay. I think she still don't like that man. Like you said, she's just very meek. You know. Clock it, Scar. Scar said, yeah, me too. My stepmom hated me. I had to cut my dad off because of the way he allows her to treat us. Yeah, I told my daddy when I got grown, I said, nigga, I will not be in a relationship with you. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. I mean, I told him that when I was a teenager too, and I be meaning that shit. My daddy know that, so he don't. So she just doesn't exist in my life. Shawnee, so apparently Candy filed for divorce. Exactly, Alexandra, but lots of people are great step parents to older kids they didn't raise as babies, so no excuses for Todd. Don't want to hear it. Jamira, your stepmom told your dad that you didn't love him. Girl, my stepmom told me that I wasn't my dad's real kid when I was 11 because I didn't live at their house. That's the kind of stepmama I had. She ain't shit. So we're just talking about raggedy ass step parents, but yes, because we're talking about Todd and why I couldn't really fuck with Todd. And so, you know, shout out to Candy for doing what she needed to do. I love that y'all love y'all stepdaughters. I love that you love your stepchildren, as you should. Oh, okay. Y'all, we got to get more into that. She did have a prenup. Candy, stay with a job, always got a bag. Burris, baby, you know she had a prenup. Now, I don't know if it expired. Like, I don't know what the rules were around a prenup. But she ain't never been funny about her money. The only person she let get her like that was fucking Kim. Child. Hi, son. Hi, Rachel. She don't play about her money, honey. Hi, Nikisha, my love. Okay, y'all, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Hi, EBJ. Thank you so much, Hannah. Oh no, CNA fans are already out here foaming at the mouth. Wait, what you mean? No, listen. Hi, Jasmine. Nikisha, Lex just inboxed that to me, so I'm gonna watch it. You need whatever happiness I always have. What am I drinking? Cranberry juice. Why y'all always think I'm drinking? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Hi, Annabelle. Hi, Mia. No, yeah. Let's get into this interview business. Listen, this is what I was about to say. Hi, Sam. Here's what I was about to say. Hi, Thomas. People often will register for my live events, right? And even when people don't register, people will come to my live events, right? Hi, Sora. You didn't miss too much, Mia. We were just yapping about Candy and Todd and the pending divorce child. But, oh, Jasmine said, oh, yes, see, Jasmine, I saw that with my mutual. I saw that. Now, listen, Erica. Y'all jump Erica in the comments. No, I'm just kidding. Leave Erica alone. But listen, Erica. Okay? Because I'm about to make one. So apparently the Shalacers are mass reporting people that are talking about them. Mia Thornton arrested? I did see that. I think that Shalacers should, like, I don't know, get a life. Like, when I tell you, oh, y'all, we're at 25K, so we can open up the panel soon. Let me give y'all my takes real quick and let's open up the panel. Hi, Diane. When I tell you that, like, I didn't even, y'all, anybody that's been following me for a minute that has been on my lives, you know how I feel about Alan. I've never really been like, fuck that nigga, he ain't shit. I've been like, I don't like certain shit he does. He's very much 23, blah, 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 blah. Right? I've had critiques, but I've never been on no fuck that nigga da, 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 type of energy with him. When I tell you that his fans make me want to be like that, I've never talked disparagingly about Michelle in public. I've never even really said anything negative about her in general, right? I have given takes to my subscribers, but I'm very, very, very intentional about I don't talk about Black women in public a certain type of way. Listen, thank you. You are indifferent. You give him a lot of grace. Thank you. So it's like, the fact that they come into my shit, and they act the fuck up actually makes me want to get on your ass. And that's not fair, because that's not them, that's their fans. You know what I mean? Like, that's not them, that's their fans. Gigi, y'all are crazy. He ain't even in here right now. And thank you, Saint. Welcome in, my love. And it's like, y'all actually make them insufferable because you're insufferable. Like, you're the annoying person. You are the obnoxious person. You are the scum underneath my toes. What movie is that? Listen, Mia said you're a little too polite sometimes. Go harder. Yeah, Woman Essence Magazine. We were just talking about that. And so for me, it's like, thank you, Erica. Yes, that girl kind. So what I don't understand, yes, y'all knew it, little rascals. I be dating myself, but I don't care. What I don't understand is, from what I heard, I don't know, but the streets are talking, okay? But from what I've heard, hi, Shay. Right now, her podcast is not doing numbers in the way that it could be if y'all would direct energy over to watching her instead of being weirdos on everybody else's shit. You know what I'm saying? And I actually, my subscribers can tell y'all, my second take that I gave, about her, where I talked about people being unwell in her fucking comments, because here's the thing. And Shrekhan, they didn't even get her to trend. Somebody said, hi, Cookie. Somebody said that they feel like they use the, what is it? Like the discourse, the negativity to try to make her trend. And I'm like, but you don't have to do that. You could just big her up. You could just big her up and make her trend. I don't understand why 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2 for y'all. I don't understand how y'all went 1 + 1 = C. I don't get it. Personally, I don't understand, you know? And so you're spending time in people's comments. You're spending time mass reporting people when you could be playing her podcast on a fucking loop. Where you could be sharing her podcast to multiple platforms and hashtagging it. That's what you could be doing, because you love her so much. And that's the thing, user. And that's, let's get into this Tish podcast. That's how I felt about Tish. They are ridiculous. They are truly Alan's fans, not Michelle's, is what user said. And that's how I felt about Tish in this interview. Am I wrong? The fact that, like, this was, my opinion, right? This was Michelle's only, that I know of, second interview where she's by herself. She did one interview where she was like doing like a music thing. And then she did an interview with Tish, right? And this was Michelle's moment to really be like, this is Michelle. This is who I am, right? To really show herself. And then Tish was like, well, what about Ace? Well, what about Ace? Well, what about Ace? And I was like, don't piss me off, Tish. Don't piss me off. Because why do you keep asking her things about Ace? And I get it, that's her man, but we're not 4 days. We're not even 4 weeks post Villa. We are in November. Why are you centering around her man rather than allowing her a moment to just let it be about Michelle? And it was giving, all that she really told us was like, she told us over and over again how much I just loved you and Ace together on the show. Oh, I just loved you and Ace. I just wanted you and Ace together. Blah, 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 blah. And she was like, clocking Shrek Khan, because I'm about to talk about that too, right? I just loved y'all together. Oh, y'all this, y'all that. And she's like, he just seems so, he seems so genuine. He seems so this, he seems so that. And you were so cute. And that, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Now, she did say at one time that Michelle seemed like she was mostly herself, but that was in relationship to a question that was in like the rapid fire portion. And she was like, you kind of seem like you were always being authentically yourself. But other than that, like, she just kept telling Michelle how pretty she was. And that was annoying to me. Right? When you're talking about how much you like somebody and all that you're saying that you like about them is how cute they are, but you have all these things to say about her partner's character and you keep asking her about her partner, I feel like you only see her through her partner. And to Shrek Khan's comment, because Michelle has made her entire brand about black love versus the Shelly brand, which is why I do think that we're seeing a bit of a pivot now. Hi, B. Which is why I think that we're seeing a bit of a pivot. And and so that's the thing, Sar. And maybe I'm tripping. Right? But I could have sworn that when Alandria was on the podcast, Tish was like, I watched the show, I liked it. Hi, Adelaide, but like, I didn't really like follow it like that. And so her daughter had written the questions for her. But then in her interview that she just did with Michelle, she was like, how she loved every moment. Like, she acted like she watched every moment of that show. I was always rooting for y'all. I loved you so much. Like, so I'm like, girl, you're lying. And it's giving you're just an Ace fan. And I don't like that. Maybe she went back to watch. Maybe she did. But it's giving you lying. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Tashina. So in Pepe's interview, now y'all know, did nobody watch that fucking Pepe interview? So in Pepe's interview, she said she went back and watched the show. Hi, Tata. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Okay, so she went back and watched it before she did the Pepe interview. And okay, so Quiet Thoughts is saying she said she loved Ace a few times on Pepe's interview, which makes sense that Ace came up in Pepe's interview. Again, she should have just requested for Alan to be on the show. Does Tish have any sons or does she only have daughters? She has 2 sons. She has 3 sons. She has 1 son. Which one is it, y'all? Y'all done told me 3 different numbers. Okay, she has a son. And she's with her daughter's ex. See, now... So what I was picking up is, in fact, what she was putting down, which is I am... male-centered. Her daughter's ex Yuck. I think I remember that coming out. Yeah, so that's why I didn't love it probably, right? Like, it probably could have been better. Wait, y'all are saying Billy did it.
I'll be back.
Okay, baby. Margaret, what I thought of the interview overall was beautiful gowns. I mean, no shade, but it wasn't earth-shattering for me. There was nothing that happened in the interview that I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad that I learned that, right? It was just like, oh, like, you know, that was cute. That was sweet. You know? I will say 3 daughters and 2 sons. Okay. Either way, she got a boy child. It was very cutesy. Hi, Anika. But yeah, hi, Rachel, my love. But see, here's the thing, y'all. I'm actually not mad at Michelle talking. Okay. I know some people were like, oh my God, she was like talking so much. But my thing is like, it's an interview of her. Like, she's supposed to be yapping. But what I was noticing, and I don't know if y'all notice this, but I'm a therapist, so it's something I kind of see. Hi, Autumn. Is that her speech seemed pressured. And when you have pressured speech, it's like you're trying to get it out. You're trying to hurry up and get it all out. And it felt to me like she was worried that she was going to be shut down before she could finish. You know what I mean? Like, she was like trying to get it out because she was worried if I stop talking, then like maybe she'll jump in and I won't be able to like finish the thought. That's what it gave to me. And I agree that it felt to me like she wasn't really comfortable. Like, to me, she didn't seem comfortable. You liked learning about her childhood. Subscribers, I gave you a take about what I think about that. I just made it today. Listen. And that's true, Starfire. She handled it like she handled the Keke Palmer interview. Ola couldn't get a word in. Here's what I'm gonna give grace around. Here's what I'm gonna give grace around. No, I don't think it was rehearsed. Here's what I'm gonna give grace around, y'all, when it comes to that. Oh shit, I haven't put it on YouTube yet, Nikki and Gigi. Here's what I'm gonna give grace around when it comes to both the Keke interview and the Tish interview. And then let's open the panel, y'all. So go ahead and start requesting. Just know that if you are a subscriber, you do get prioritized. But come on, request. Thank you, Tata. Thank you, my love. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna give grace around about that. I said this already, but I will say it again. This is, as far as I know, only the second interview that Michelle has done. I was thinking about her interview with Keke, where it was the 2 of them. This is only the second interview that I know that she has done without anybody else. We had the Keke interview with her and Alandria. We had like a bunch of the group interviews, right? And then we also had, she did like the one interview by herself where it was the music thing, and then this one. So I say that to say the reason why I'm going to give grace around her talking a whole bunch is with Olandria and this time as well, right? That might be the only space where when she's being interviewed, she actually can show up. And I've talked to y'all about this before. I said this when I think it was the 3 or 4 girls that had gotten interviewed. Michelle, Amaya, Olandria, and someone else. I don't remember which interview it was when they first came out. And I was like, y'all also need to like consider that maybe she's a big energy too, but because Alan is so big, it feels like, okay, maybe it was Clark or whoever the fuck it was, child. Or Huda. Yes, exactly, Marmar. No, I'm talking about Michelle, because Michelle was doing a lot of running that interview as well. But I think it was Clark. She was running that interview as well with the four of them. And I was like, y'all need to also consider that maybe she's also just as much, like she's more like Alan and maybe y'all clocked. And so, and I think a lot of people see it now, right? But it's like she might be just as much the big energy. And I referenced for y'all when they were in Casa, right? When they showed the two scenes, Michelle and the girls and Alan and the boys, who was running it. But because Alan is a big energy, maybe he doesn't make the space for her to be a big energy too. So when she's not in a space with him, she's trying to hold the space and be the big space, be the big energy in the space. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that might be why we experience her that way. I agree. We also saw it with the Hannah boat. Okay, we have my first panel. Period, 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 poo. Okay. Let me bring everybody up. Hi, Nikki.
Hi.
Hey, Gigi. Okay, user said on the Kiki Palmer interview, she said that she and Ace are the same person. Yeah. So that makes sense. I don't remember her saying that, but I can believe it. That interview was like, It didn't really give enough for me. It was Kiki was talking too much, child. Hello, everyone. Welcome in.
Hello.
Oh, I'm so happy Noelle is here. I love talking to her.
What's up? Is it Dark Noel or is it Saint Noel full of grace?
A little column A.
We love Dark Noel.
Wait, don't forget to talk about Amaya. What about Amaya? Okay, Shrek Khan. Hey, Piano.
Hey, Shrek Khan.
Hey Tina, sorry, I was in the store. So if you start, go with the next person and then come back to me.
Okay, let's go Gigi down. Okay.
Alrighty. So I'm so mad I missed your video. So yesterday I watched the interview and I so many things, right? And the one thing that stuck out to me that I love, first of all, Tish, I took notes, and this is the first time I watched an interview and I actually took notes, because when I tell you this woman irked the shit out of my soul, like she made the whole underside of my titty itch. I was just like, what the hell? So I loved watching Shelly open up about her childhood, and I could see, and I have a little bit of difference in opinion, not necessarily difference, but a little bit of perspective about her talking a lot. And talking so quickly and trying to take up time. I see this a lot, especially in children of Caribbean descent who struggle, who they try to speed up, because a lot of the times we're told, we don't talk about our problems on the outside. And watching her open up about it, I could see the rest of it where it was rushed, because she's trying to get away from that part where you don't focus on that. It's like, I've opened up, I've let you in. Now let me go ahead and tell you about everything else so you can forget about the fact that I've opened up about that. But I think it was really, really great, because it's the first time I saw her, and I said this yesterday in Miss Curve's lives, that it's the first time I saw her open up and be passionate about something, especially when she was talking about wanting to open up the nonprofit, and how financial security is super important to her, because she emphasized that, yeah, I want to model, but day trading is always going to be a thing, because something to take with me. So you could see how that has such a close place to her heart, and how she got really in depth about how, it's not just about filling out paperwork to get you to rehome you. It's about, teaching you financial security and making sure that you feel like more than paperwork, that you're not just taking up space, but you're doing these things. I saw that spark in her, that I feel like truly that's probably where her passion lies. And I would love to see her develop that. The entire time I think I've been right in that she doesn't have a narrative, and that's why she struggles to be able to pin something down. Alan wants to be the baddest bitch in a relationship, so he's never going to make space for her to outshine him. And I thought that I knew it wasn't people. I was in a live yesterday and people kept saying, oh, it was boring. It was never going to be anything dramatic. There was never going to be this, big reveal. It's going to be too much. But let me tell you how this woman Tish lost me yesterday. So here we go. We got Shelly talking about, her time spent as homeless and how, and just so you know, Haitians are like this. I don't know how it is for the rest of the Caribbean, but we may be struggling at home, but we ain't never gonna send our kids out the door looking all kinds funky because you're not gonna do that. So Shelly talking about that and Tish going, oh yeah, when I have time, I like to go hang out at the women's shelter. Like, bitch, be for real. Bitch, be for real. I'll tell you about the underside of my titty started itching so bad. I was like, you bitch, them women don't have a choice but to be there, right? Like, what you mean you go to hang out whenever you can? This is an Erewhon, bitch. Like, what are we talking about? Like, this isn't Trader Joe's. You're not here for the cute tote. Like, what are we talking about for real? Because they hang out. Yes, it was diabolical as fuck. And I was like, I get that you're trying to tell like a relative story, but I would have appreciated her leading with the whole organization that like furnishes apartments that she was telling about, that I think that would have been more relative and more, more relevant to the conversation than, oh yeah, girl. And then there's this one lady who was hanging out there and she dresses so chic. Like, bitch, do you hear yourself? Like, go back to smoking the weed. Go back to smoking the herb on air, because what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? And her attempts, and honestly, I felt like Shelly handled herself well in Trisha's attempts to be messy. Because I don't know if you noticed, there's this one portion where she's asking about friendships and lasting, and Shelly sort of stretches the answer as if she's looking at her like, bitch, you weren't supposed to go here because I told you we were going to be messy. My team already talked to you. And then Tish sort of has to jump in to fill in the gap to sort of pivot. And I'm just like, why are you being so fucking messy? But I think she handled it well. And that all goes back to say that I think that Shelly fans are super fucking weird, because even in that live where I was bigging her up and actually defending her, Noelle sent me a copy of this tweet talking about we got clipped and they're talking about us being weird. And I was like, Shelly pants are so fucking weird. And that just speaks to it, because we were giving her damn flowers and we were giving the smoke to Mama Tish. So what are you talking about? And I was like, girl, they're going to have to use AI to sit in there and generate some conversation, because we didn't say anything bad about her. Y'all are weird. And it's probably why we can only find screenshots, because they ain't got no audio to find it. But yeah, they make my ass itch. I'm just like, go take a bath or something, because y'all are weird. Weird as fuck. Just little odd birds.
You are not wrong. They are weirdos. So y'all's question in the comments, yes, she did in fact say that. Yeah, there's definitely a perception. Anyway, I gave thoughts about that too. I'm not going to give my hottest take about all of that, but I will say that yeah, people definitely have a perception of what it means to be unhoused and what that must look like or mean or be or whatever. I knew that somebody asked if they knew that she had gone to college. I knew she went only because I knew that's how her and Mariah the scientist knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. So apparently Tish went back and watched the show before her Pepe interview.
Ugh, she was just a horrible interviewer. I'm sorry. She really just rubbed me the wrong way. And it felt like, from a journalistic standpoint, that she really missed the mark. Because it's like you said, she didn't focus on the person in front of her. She treated her like she was Labubu's Labubu. Like, I'm interviewing his personal assistant and asking him where he's at. Like, girl, you are weird.
Oh, that's a great question, Fanatic. And then I'm going to move on to Anne so they can answer. Do you think Tish was trying to be relatable with the homeless comment because she and Alandra related, because they were both from the South? I'll say this. I think, like, because they opened up the interview with an ad for the drink, like talking about the drink, right? And the proceeds and all of that go to the shelter that she already partners with. I think that may have been the end for Michelle to even come on the interview, like, to begin with. Like, if there is some way, like, I think that was already going to happen, because those proceeds were happening until the end of the month. And so it just made sense for that conversation to happen, because she was doing the ad for this thing that's happening through the end of the month. I think it was just them So you can go to some location and ask for the Tish smoothie, baby. I don't know, shit. I ain't going, but because I don't even live in LA. But like, you can go ask for the Tish smoothie at this place, and the proceeds go to the women's shelter. So I think that conversation was always going to happen. I don't know if it was an attempt just to be relatable to Michelle. Hi, Jay Monet. Okay, go ahead and give us your thoughts. That's a great point. Go ahead, Penny. Go ahead with your thoughts, boo.
First of all, Tina, you look cute in gold. Secondly, I wanted to tell y'all, Tina is a therapist, but not your therapist. It is not a safe space. And she's also an equal accountability baddie, which means all your faves can get it. See, I got it. Period. I need to take a look-see at the second part. But what I got from not much. Beautiful gowns, as you said. I wanted Tish. Here are the 3 questions that I did put underneath your video, Tina. 3 questions I wanted to know is, number 1, how do you feel about the Ace and Speedy interview? Number 2, what is the current state of your friendship with Olandria? Number 3, how does it feel to be friends with Sierra, who was outed for racist commentary, and she was booted off the island? Because, Tina, you had us side-eyeing her, given the company that Michelle keeps was a little weird. Here's the thing. During the reunion, when they showed us the clip of the way they had Hannah leave the island, first I heard, Olandria speak up and be the voice of reason. But no shade, I love you, Ola, but you pandered to your friend just a little bit. And so I saw Shelly, but what I heard was Ace's voice. No wonder people was in there like, they scheming, they met before. Yeah, Fontaine, I'm letting it off my chest. They met before, they scheming, because I think it's a scheme set up by Ace and Michelle to come to the island with the bullshit. I am so sorry. Ace was out here trying to be super producer. Maybe he should be watching Isla's videos, because have you learned nothing, Ace? The producers are not loyal to anyone, especially to Black people. Get it together. I don't even feel bad for you, sir. Because as Tina would say, listen, you're grown, but you should be responsible for for the man you're FUCKing at night. Listen, I'm gonna mind my Black owned business, but I know for a fact she may have an inkling of what Ace was gonna say. She may not know everything, but from what I know from having a Leo as a father, they some sneaky mofos, all right? And I'm a Sagittarius myself. I'm a fire sign. We do things. What do I like to say? I do things and I'll apologize or ask for forgiveness later. I really don't give 2 Fs. So I know for a fact Alan be moving the same way. And then Alan coming up, remember the video that Tina was? Alan's like, you know how I am. If I make a mistake publicly, I'll apologize publicly. But other forces don't want me to do it. I said, you nincompoop. You could have apologized just now. You could have been like, I'm a grown man. I apologize. Nick is my boy. I love him and Ola together. I was just hating. Ace, you have a lot of growing up to do. Thank you for the gifts. Tamaya babe. Thank you. Ace has a lot of growing up to do. Like, I don't know. He has this maturity about him. And then at the same time, like, he does remind you he's 23. And he is sneaky as Leo. I'll be side-eyeing him forever. You know how Cardi B says, if you got beef with me, you got beef forever. And I'm watching you, Ace. We didn't learn much about except for her homelessness. Cute. Also, Tina, I did watch the interview with with Angel Reese and Olandria. Loved it. Somebody mentioned that Olandria is media trained. You clocked it very well, because she started saying, oh, how's you and your friendship with Shelly? Did you miss her? I got my friends back home and my family supporting me. I said, ooh, deflection. That was Decepticon. No, I'm playing. But I was like, clap, so well done. Because she made us forget about Shelly who? Listen, I ain't Jesse Wu. I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to stick by your side because we both Haitian. I'm simply not. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, y'all see, yes, they've been waiting. They've been waiting. That's why it's almost 400 of these motherfuckers in here, because they've been waiting to see. They in here foaming at the mouth, hoping they could say something about something y'all said about these people. So they've been sitting here lurking, screen recording in a mama basement in some sweatpants and dirty ass t-shirts. Okay, they've been waiting, and Gigi is on it. Okay, she is blocking them with the quickness. So y'all just don't
Bust
worry.
down, Blockiana. Bust down. Bust down, Blockiana. Stop playing with me. Y'all keep it cute or keep it mute. It will be blocked. I'm telling y'all, I'm on a rampage tonight. Don't play with me. You will not be disturbing this space, okay? It is a Tina Tatership. We don't play about Tina around here. Y'all need to stop it.
It's the literally watching them disappear from the chat in real time. Like Tata said, that shit is hilarious. Like, that shit is hilarious. And Cello is in the comments, y'all. I'm just telling you right now, Cello is a troll. Cello is Michelle at this point. I don't care. Okay.
Cello, free cello.
Shallow.
Cello be in all my fucking lives and be liking and shit my videos just to be in here talking shit. And they are an
That's
ace
why I never
fan.
blocked Cello. That's why I never blocked Cello, because at least Cello keeps it cute though.
Exactly.
Cello does not get disrespectful, and Cello keeps it cute. Cello makes their point, and Cello keeps it cute. So that's why Cello does not get blocked, y'all. So mods, remember, Cello does not get blocked.
Yes, so let Cello talk they shit. They just go talk they shit and just be in here, and it's fine. We be letting Cello live. I feel like Cello is a young person. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I feel like they're low-key a teenager. That's kind of why I be really like letting them have it. But okay, anyway, into that, please give us your thoughts.
Hey y'all. I did respond. I watched your video. I watched your video and I watched the interview, and I responded on your video the same way. I think the best part of the entire interview was her talking about experiencing houselessness. I myself, from like 8th grade through my 20s, experienced houselessness, and I get it. I don't feel like she's lying in this sense, although she has been caught lying a few times. I don't feel like she's lying in this sense, because it's so, houselessness, especially as the child involved, it's not linear. Like one day you have a place and it's secure, the next place next time you're in a hotel, next time you're in your car, and if you like, I have a very male-centered mom, so for her, she wanted her man in the house, so she wouldn't even get the government involved to where there would be some type of stabilizing force. So Shelly, you had your parents, but you also had the government, so I can see how it can be like, I can see it not being linear and her being like, y'all were all over the place. Also, my god sisters, y'all situation wasn't as bad as mine, but we were both catching MARTA to school. Like, we were both in high school, and some of them, y'all went to college, graduated. So it's very plausible that through all of that, she still managed to persevere. So that's why that was my favorite part of the interview. Also, this is my Gigi. I understand your frustration with Tish, because it's also my irritation with Jesse. Tish, Angel, all these people with these mics, they're not journalists. We have to be honest about that. And while yes, Alandria interview with Tish and with Angel read better, the reality is they're not going to be asking those hard-hitting questions because they're not journalists, or they have no care about bias. Which is, journalism is dying, and it really pisses me off. And that's really why my biggest issue with Jessie Wu was not her following Alandria. It was the fact that, ma'am, you actually have a journalism degree, so you know how to move in this space, and you're still choosing to move without integrity. Bothered me, like the comments about the comparison of Huda to the child murderer. It was like, come on, you actually have a degree in this field, you should know better. If anybody in this conversation is doing this, you should know better. So Tish being like male-centered, I'm not shocked. This is a older white woman who has lived a wealthy life longer than I've been alive, in fact, and continues to live a wealthy life. So her being completely delusional about anything is not shocking to me at all. Like her and Alandria, I remember she did it with Alandria too, because Alandria was talking about her accent And she like called herself a country bumpkin. And Tish was like, oh no, girl, it's fine. Just let it out. You're not understanding that Alandria is code switching because this is a dark-skinned black woman who works in a corporate space. You wouldn't understand that. Tish, you're a older than middle-aged white woman. You've never had to code switch, for God's sakes. Ever. So it's like, I'm not shocked that she wouldn't act, because obviously a real journalist would have been like, okay, immediately we're talking about the interview. Even if it was written on your writer that, hey, we're not talking about the interview, they would have tried to get it in somehow. They would have brought up Alandria specifically in their relationship with each other. But these people aren't journalists, and I think we have to take a lot of these interviews. There's a reason they're picking these people as opposed to like really doing real interviews with real journalists. It's sad. It's very frustrating because I would love to see celebrities these days really like pushed and ask real questions about things that really matter. Because even Shelly, like, okay, Shelly, let's talk about the timeline of her and Ace meeting for a second. I have always been of the opinion that, yeah, y'all did know each other before this show, and it's very much so easy for y'all to have known each other all the way up until y'all got to Fiji. How? Because once you have each other's number, if Shelly, you were supposed to be on season 6. Alandria was supposed to be on there for like 3 seasons. If you and Ace knew each other and they also contacted Ace because they were like DMing people about being on the show, it's not hard to figure out that y'all are both going on this show. Let's go on this show. Let's make a great love story. Let's get a bunch of followers. The end. I don't think that's like it's not that difficult. Maybe when Love Island first started and social media wasn't as accessible as it was, but we're here where we are now, and there is evidence of y'all like actually interacting with each other well before then. But yeah, also I Zach's interview was not bad. I learned more about him. I think you should watch it. I do find it funny how not funny, but like he talks about Alandria, he calls her a woman, but then when he talks about like the Amaya and the others, he calls them girls. And I think it really speaks to how Alandria carried herself during that whole show, because there's what's the difference? It makes you wonder. It's very of me, but yeah, that was all I had to say about it.
I'm definitely going to be watching Zach's interview, y'all. I just haven't watched it yet. Y'all know, I feel like y'all know this, that I was a Zach fan while he was in the villa. I was a Zach defender. While he was in the villa, I felt like people were giving him smoke for absolutely no fucking reason. I will tell you that what I said, I think he's going to annoy me, was the clip that I saw where he was like, these devilish women will come into your life to tempt you. And I was like, you don't take some goddamn accountability. So that was the thing, but it's a clip. But that was the thing that I was like, you gonna piss me off in this interview? Don't do this. Don't do this shit, Zach. But yeah, I am definitely gonna watch it. Zach with the K. Hi, Lauren. I was a Zach with the K defender because Amaya was definitely, I'm sorry, the wrong person in that dynamic. She was the person that was tripping in that dynamic, and I don't care. I said what I said. And so, yeah, I will be watching it. Also, to Anne's point, and a bunch of people already said it in the comments, but I said to Anne, you would never catch a YT woman asking those questions, y'all. You will never catch a YT woman asking those questions. Why? Because YT women dabble in niceness. She is not actually she ain't, somebody said bring back Barbara Walters. She is not Barbara Walters, okay? She's not going to be like, well, Whitney, first of all, I'm rich. Anyway, okay? She's not Barbara Walters, okay? So we're not going to get the hard-hitting questions, okay? She is a very nice, which is why a lot of people know Shay, why a lot of people like her. Oh, she's so nice. She's so sweet, right? And so she was never, or Diane Sawyer, clock it. She was never going to ask them questions, okay? She was never going to do it because that wouldn't be nice. Say something nice, that wouldn't be nice. She would not ask that, okay? And then there was something else y'all said that I wanted to comment on, but I can't remember what it is. So, Tata, please give us your thoughts, my love.
Hey y'all. I've been reading the comments, so say something nice is crazy. First off, Anne, I think every time someone says Olandria's PR train, I think I keep forgetting when she said she was the only Black woman in her job in a sales position. Like, that's not PR training. That's just survival. She learned how to do it. She's good at it. But anyways, watching the interview, I was watching it on Miss Curves Live. I feel like a part of me is I'm even more disappointed in Shelly, but I also I'm like I'm my expectations of her. I'm gonna go ahead and just lay them to rest because I think the genuine confusion is not a manipulation tactic. I just feel like I think I'm realizing I expect so much of her because me knowing Haitian women, there's a level of like something I expect that she just does not have it. I think she's never going to meet what I'm expecting her to meet. So I have to let it go. I was happy to hear her talk about her her being homeless. Because I remember making a video when Ace, after the Stand on Business challenge, not that one, the Bursty Bubble challenge, which she's still feeling some type of way about till today. When Ace brought her to that wherever they sat down and he made her talk about her homelessness on the show, I remember feeling so icky about it. Because you could tell she was uncomfortable and he prompted her to do it. And I could see that he was doing it in a way to change the perspective, like how people felt about them after they were ranked so low in the Bursty Bubble challenge. I felt so disgusted by it. So seeing her talk about it herself for the first time, I felt better. Because it's not that I'm like that story is such like a powerful thing that she could be using to her own benefit. So allowing Ace to have used it that way, I never liked that. So I like that very much. But her talking about things that she wants to do and still showing no action frustrates me still. It's the same way when people are kicking about her going to that red carpet and not knowing the character's name. Yeah, on the bigger scale, it's not that big of a deal. But if you're invited to a premiere, you want this to be a longevity. You want to be in this space, and you cannot pronounce that. It's you don't have room to be failing that way. Like your face is not going to carry you that far. For them to be invited, like, who are you for them to be inviting you to a premiere and you don't even know the character's name? Like, you should be on top of things because as a Black woman, you are always going to have to be excellent to be in those spaces. I'm so frustrated with her, and it's a me issue. Someone said I'm projecting. I think it is because I'm used to I can say a list of bad things about Haitian women, but one thing about Haitian women, we are so like we're forced to be reckoned with, and just seeing Shelly just be, I don't know, I'm so frustrated. Gigi, can you help me out?
With what, my friend? I'm just curious as to what culture she got. Why she got?
Oh my God! Don't even
award, because I'm.
Don't start that.
Listen, you wanted help. There go your help. Key culture. What culture? You explain it to me, please.
Oh my God! The frustration. I'm like when the interview. I know when the thing was filmed, but I'm like, we're in the month of November when Haiti went and fought for our freedom. We're the first nation. We're winning. So many things are happening. It's like even if you are Haitian American, you are third generation, this is the time for you to stand up for something, fake it, anything. She just got there and gave giggles and pretty. And I'm like, girl, that's not going to carry you far. Like I said on Curves Live, we're about to start picking cotton next month. Why should people rally behind you? And you have a fan base where people are behind you because of Ace. What happens if you and Ace are not together anymore? Your face is not going to carry you that far. We have plenty of beautiful Black women. What the fuck else can you offer? I'm frustrated. And I'm projecting. I'm sorry.
But I think you're saying what you've always said is that you don't know if or I think that's you that's always said this, that you don't know how much she actually connects to her Haitian culture. I know that y'all have had this conversation a lot on my lives. And I will say that, like, she said, and somebody already put it in the comments, she said herself that, like, Shrekan, she said herself that, like, outside of food, she really wasn't connected to Haitian culture. And so, listen, y'all, I'm trying to keep it cute on the live.
Don't keep it cute. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Y'all are saying that this actually also relates to Clark in 3D and how much Clark has been up under. But the thing is, like, maybe Michelle is old enough now where she is saying, like, she's 27, right? She's not Clark's age. She might be saying, you know what? I need to have something outside of Alan, right? And I feel like this interview was her attempt at that, at least a start. Oh, she is 28 now. Y'all right. She's 28 now, right? So she's she's very close to 30, right? So she might already be like, you know what? I need to have something outside of this man if I am going to have any level of longevity. But Clark, I don't think she's there, y'all. Clark likes being where she's at, how she is. Like, there's no desire for Clark. People keep saying that Clark needs to shine brighter. I think that y'all have to understand not everybody is a bright star. Just because they was on TV doesn't mean they have star quality, right? And I think it's okay to admit that maybe Michelle would be best as a print model and maybe Clark is best as a wife. And that's okay. Let them do that.
Somebody got to be the bird and somebody got to be the statue. I'm just saying.
So yeah, I don't think we got to keep asking why are they not doing. Listen, I'm just saying, Anika. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Y'all are a mess. But not his wife though. Listen, Fanatic, that might have to be part of her story. Unfortunately. She does well on red carpet interviewing. No, I didn't watch her interview when she was the person that was interviewing. I know that apparently she had a blunder on the most recent red carpet with a mispronunciation of a name and not being prepped for the red carpet in the way that her team should have prepped her. So I don't know. I mean, maybe she could read some cue cards, y'all, but it would have to be hosting. It couldn't be interviewing. It couldn't be anything that required her to have somebody else talking, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe she could, but we haven't seen, I don't know. I didn't watch it, y'all. Maybe it was good. I don't know. Y'all tell me. But yeah, I don't think she, well, yeah, she knew the name, but she mispronounced it. So again, she was not prepped appropriately by her team for the red carpet because you can't fuck that up. Y'all don't think she could do an earpiece? Y'all, I don't know. Cause here's the thing, Leash Saint said that's not knowing a character's name. Here's the thing, if you're not prepped appropriately for the red carpet and you are fucking up, then you have not done your job. Your job is to show up on the red carpet and be ready for the red carpet. Right? And so her team did not do a good job. They should have made sure that she was ready for the red carpet. Period. Full stop. Like, I don't know why does that feel challenging to some people? Like,
Can I say something quickly?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Tata.
Someone brought up she was at the thing. There was an award for cultural Caribbean music, right? And then this moment, I was just like, this is what I mean by like she's taking up space where she's not using it, to her advantage. She went to that award where Haiti's compa has basically been like the pillar for all the Caribbean music that we have, right? And Haiti was barely even a mention. And Shelly went there to represent Haiti. And she couldn't even have that conversation. I'm getting emotional. Let me get off, Shelly, because it's frustrating because right now we need voices. If you're going to have a platform and take up space, I can't. I'm getting emotional. I'm gonna get off it.
And here's the thing, y'all. It's not I feel like some of y'all, not everybody in the comments, but some of y'all are dragging this. Okay? Some of y'all are dragging it. Nobody is saying Shelly is the worst person in the world because she went on the damn red carpet and said the character's name wrong. What I'm saying is her team did not prepare her well. and she is too new in the industry. They need to make sure that she is always ready. She needs to be always ready. Why is that? Y'all are trying to defend Michelle in my comments. Michelle is not the problem. Her team is. Her team should have made sure that she was ready. I don't know why that's hard for y'all. Sometimes people got to be accountable. They should have made sure if you're talking about your look was inspired by, you need to know how to say the person's fucking name. That's it. That's it. Get a new team. Or reprimand the team or whatever. Doechii didn't play for 2 seconds when they came out and somebody, because that's her name. That's why I'm calling her that. When somebody came out and was trying to take her picture, she didn't play that shit. The team was held accountable for their behavior and lack of preparation. Like y'all are being weird. Don't be weird.
On the interview, she tried to reheat Alandria Nachos by saying she was like going slowly and talking about building her team, basically saying what Alandria was saying about slowly getting her team together. So it's weird that, look at us now, your team is having you stumble on red carpets, which is insane.
Y'all are being, Taylor is the prize, not Clark. Don't be stupid.
Oh.
Hey, Noel, please give us
No, don't even do
no.
Taylor like that. Don't do Clark like that.
Oh no.
Yeah, so as a preface, I love and support Shelly. I'm a Shellandrian, one of the last, I fear, but I love and support Shelly, so anything I say is like coming from a place of love, not like bashing her or whatever. I do feel like in this Tish interview, Tish was far better when she hadn't watched the show, because I felt like she interviewed Ola as like a person she was interested in getting to know, not just a Love Island contestant. And then she was like looking for ways, I guess, to relate to her, like as a Southern girl with like accent thing and things like that, talking about like their men bigging them up and stuff like that. With Shelly, it felt like she was excited because she loved like this Shalace couple, not necessarily like Shelly as a person. And I felt like the line of questioning like reflected that, which I felt like was unfortunate because, you know, I've been like seeing Shelly's lives that she'll do on TikTok and stuff like that. And she actually has a lot of lore. She's worked like 20 something jobs. She's given little stories here and there about her siblings, about like kind of, you know, like things she's run into because she describes herself, like, you know, kind of being impetuous and hard headed, whatever else. So like, I've been excited to get to know her better and allowing her space like on her own, kind of similar to like with Nick. I've been wanting him to do like a really solid like solo interview because I feel like there's a lot of them we don't get to see. And I wanted also to get a sense for like what she wants out of life, what her passions are, like what her vision is. But I feel like she's kind of doing now what a lot of people did immediately after the villa in terms of having those more vulnerable one-on-one interviews. And so it feels like a little bit of you've been out, you've been doing stuff for a while, and there's still a lot missing. So I feel like with some of the other girls, not just like Alandria, but a lot of the girls, like their brand is clear. Their like identity is clear, even if they have like less followers or exposure or whatever else. Like I have like a more solid sense of who they are. And I feel like I'm still learning who Shelly is, even after all of these months. And I think it's unfortunate that it feels like maybe the fans low key feel the same. And that's why they focus so much on her beauty when talking about her. And she's absolutely gorgeous. And obviously people like big up, you know, all the girls' beauty. But I often am like, oh, dang, is there anything else that you really love about her? Like when it came to like Alandria's Ebony Award, for example, I voted for Ebony to win the People's Choice Award because in addition to like being beautiful, like I love that she's an HBCU advocate. I love that she's education focused. I love that she's LGBTQ affirming. I love how she focuses on like Black businesses and Black women, and she's body positive and she's spiritual. It's all these elements that I've learned about her that make me want to see her successful and do well and to vote for her. And I really want for Shelly's fans to be able to express the same. And I feel like while we learned a little bit about her history, there's still so much of like who she is and what she wants and where she's going that's missing. And as a last point, I feel like when it comes to the wicked red carpet blunder, I feel like people are kind of taking it a little far on both extremes in terms of saying it's not a big deal and then saying it's like the worst thing ever. And like, you know, I do think it was a blunder. You know, she said she was inspired by her outfit was inspired by the main character. This is like part 2 of the movie. So you would assume that you'd seen part 1 and known, you know, how the character's name was pronounced. So that was a blunder, but it's also like not the end of the world. I mean, Alandria, for example, had similar blunders like early on out of the villa when she'd go to certain events or certain fashion shows and they would ask, you know, what inspired her look or whatever else, and she wasn't really able to say, because it was very obvious, like the stylist had just given her an outfit and she wasn't able to kind of like speak about the vision behind it or whatever else, like, you know, or bigging up the designer or whatever else. So it, you know, everybody can have those moments. It is a learning opportunity. But yeah, for the people that saying, well, it doesn't really matter, it's a you know, it's a fictional character, I'm like, well, it does matter. You're there to promote the movie, you're there to, you know, be prepared and be a professional. So it does matter, but it's also, you know, not the end of the world.
Exactly. So this is why I feel like don't be disingenuous being like, oh, it doesn't matter at all. Like, no, it matters. It's just, it's more on her team than it was on her to have made sure that she was prepped and ready to speak to that, because it was probably, if she was going to offer that, being ready to offer it, right? And I think that that's a great point, Adelaide, which is what I will also acknowledge. True, but Alandria didn't answer like she knew what she was talking about. There's a difference, right? Not knowing the inspiration versus acting as though you do and then making this mistake, right? Is different. Ooh, not y'all thinking that y'all can come in here and I'm not just gonna block you. Nobody is nitpicking. And why are y'all being weird in my comments? Don't be weird in my comments. Don't be weird in my comments. Nobody is comparing them. They're just saying that the thing happened with more than one person. Relax. Woo. God damn. Y'all they be like stick ass as far as I can get it. Swear to God.
I feel like sometimes people like want to purposefully like misunderstand. I'm not comparing like, you know, well, Olo did this better. Well, I that's why I try to make it clear. Like, I love both girls. I'm not trying to like put one down to put the other. I was just saying, like, she's not the only one to have like, you know, had a blunder on the red carpet. Other girls have, and even some of the guys have had the same. Like Jeremiah during the Snapchat event, like, you know, made some jokes that didn't land and had some awkward moments, and Nick had to pick up for him. Like, it happens, but we don't need to like completely drag her, but we can acknowledge like, okay, maybe next time like her team can better prepare her.
And that's it. Sheesh. Be grown-ups. All right. Right, exactly, Shrekan. Shello was in here telling us to go give Alan's video some views. Y'all go do that instead of being over here with us. Go watch your faves. Go run his numbers up and go clap for his unpaid backup dancers. But you don't need to be over here with us. All right? All right, Nikki, please go ahead and give us your thoughts, my love.
Oh, my. So, hey, everybody, pleasantries. And sentiments. So a lot of it has been covered. I what I commented on Tina's one of her posts was that I had a dragging to do, and it wasn't Michelle. It was the white lady. It was the white lady and her white lady antics. I am really bothered by Tish because she is absolutely male-centered. Now, I did not watch all of the Pepe interview. I couldn't get through it because that old lady was hitting on him the whole time. And it was pathetic. And I was just like, I can't even take you seriously right now. I can't even take you seriously. So I should have known better, but it really irked me. And I am indifferent to Michelle, but I don't root for a Black woman's downfall. So I actually wanted her to come to a place where she's only speaking of herself. Alandria's interview, because she didn't watch the show, really focused around Alandria because she knew nothing about Nick. I wonder if it would have been different had, you know, she watched the show. Would a lot of the questions be about Nick? So I'm grateful that Alandria got that version of the interview. But watching her gush all over Ace and just, you know, really, it was almost like, somebody correct me. I might be tripping. I only watched it, you know, 1.5 times. I just couldn't get through it. When she brought up mental health and the hate, and this is what I wanted to say about that. She brought up Alandria's name twice. I can't remember in what context, but what I do remember is when they were talking about mental health and, you know, all of that, she never brought Alandria's name in it. And Alandria was just as much in it as Shelley was. but you brought up her name in other aspects. So I thought that that was very, and you talked to Alandria about that. But so I would have preferred you not talk about Alandria, period. But if you're going to speak on Alandria's name, I would have preferred it in that context because you were two Black women being racially targeted by certain fan bases. So I was really, really, just annoyed to the nth degree about that. But did she ask about Ace's mental health too?
I don't know. I don't remember. I only
Can't
watched it
remember.
one time.
I don't know. Something was just like, I just remember feeling like, why are you asking about that? It could be something else. Okay, we'll move on. Gigi, so you know what, Tish, invite the boys. If that's what you want, invite the motherfucking boys. Just invite them on the show. Stop pretending that. And she kept calling her a girl's girl. Girl, you're not even a girl's girl. You keep bringing up these men all the time and only want to sit to your conversation around them. So, she makes me so mad. Here I am out here defending Michelle. She didn't get the interview, just mad. So Gigi, because she's not here, but she brought this up in another live that I didn't hear her say, but I think is a good was a revelation also for me, was that she noticed that when they got to like the spirituality part, that when Michelle was talking about how she had a routine and yada yada, and we got this perception that Ace was the one that was leading people in prayer. In reality, it was Michelle that was getting Ace into that routine. So I found that very interesting because that narrative had been running around. Also, just a note about I really enjoyed hearing her story more in depth of what it was like growing up homeless or houseless, because it really made me understand that there is some depth there that I can hopefully feel that when if she ever gets to this place of accountability and growth, that I can root for her in some way going forward. And also when we're talking about her steps and going to taking some time off. At first I was kind of like, or taking time to build her, whatever. I was like, what have you been doing this whole time? But then I was just like, okay, I'm gonna be Noelle today. I'm gonna give her some grace, and I'm gonna be out here, and I'm gonna say, maybe because she said that she's been taking acting classes, and I know from experience, acting classes takes a long time. So if that's what she was doing, I don't feel like she doesn't have longevity in this career. In this industry. I think there's a possibility. I just think that there is a lot of people that her fan base, who is Alandria's second fan base, that are not uplifting what it is that she's actually doing. You're going from Twitter, TikTok Spaces to TikTok Spaces, and then clipping something and putting it on Twitter, and then hiding your hands and crying. And then you want to see like we're the problem. We're in our own space talking about our own stuff. Why aren't you in your own space talking about your own stuff? Talk shit over there. That's fine. Just talk shit over there.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I'll say about the interview was the advocacy part. I hear you, Tata. I hear you. And I too was wondering, what have you been doing before you decided to do this work, this quote unquote advocacy? Because, not to compare the girls, the reason why I like Alandria so much is because she talked about she was doing this in college. This was a part of who she was in character. And so she knew that she was going to do this prior to going on the show. That was always going to be a part of her work. But I'm just saying, I would like to see. I would like to wait and see, because at this point, that would be the only thing that I would be interested in when it came to Michelle right now. And that would be the only thing that would make me retweet anything she has going on if I saw that she was doing things to uplift the community. And I do hope that she gets that she can get back to her Haitian roots, because that's the one thing that I look for in people that I support, is how much are you involved in your community and you know what's going on. Because I look for my Haitian people that are in or any of Pan-Africanism. I look for you all to put stuff on there as an African American, so I can be informed, because we know the news is not going to do it. So I look for people who know what's going on and have big platforms to where I can support that. So I'm going to look forward to that, and I really hope it happens, because if it doesn't, it's going to be one more thing that I'm going to side eye her for. That's all.
Okay, I'm gonna say a couple of things, and then I'm gonna rotate out non-subs for non-subs. I will say her routine that she was talking about, y'all, was she said that since they've left the villa, that she got into the routine of not getting on her phone before 12 p.m. But what y'all are being dishonest about, or maybe you forgot, I don't know. But she did talk about how she would only listen to gospel music. Like she was talking about a spiritual aspect of things. So to say that she wasn't is not, that's not the truth, right? She only would listen to rap or whatever before a certain time. So, that is what she said. And she did say that she's the one that brought Ace into that she told him, we need to, not that he was either already doing it or that he was leading in that way. She led him and he followed, right? And I've said before that, I've already said this before, whatever, that I think that she will do a lot of the lifting in that relationship when it comes to like emotional labor. So that doesn't shock me that she was the person to offer guidance around that in their dynamic. And then as far as like, to y'all's point about, her like, dreaming still about the work. I think that what we're seeing is a lot of her dreaming. And so therefore, that's why a lot of it feels disjointed from us, right? Leach saying, are you saying that I don't know? Are you saying that I don't know? Noop 5, I'll answer your question. Are you saying that I don't know whether or not she's doing the emotional lifting? And then Noop 5, yeah, I felt, okay. I did feel a lot of empathy and a lot of sympathy for them, because believe it or not, I'm a human. And so I can empathize with people, period. This is why y'all actually will always be amiss when you come into my shit being like, well, you just hate them. You just don't like them. Cause that's literally not what my track record proves. That's not what my track record proves. But like Ann told y'all already, and maybe you weren't here, but I'm an equal opportunity accountability baddie. Everybody can get it. I've talked about multiple people and have had raised concerns or offered things about every single person. Because unlike y'all, I'm not a stan, so I don't support rights and wrongs. I'm just objectively looking at people's behaviors and the things that they say, and making assessments and having curiosities and thoughts around it. That's the reason why people engage with my content. So did you think you were doing something by saying that? As if I don't have that video posted publicly? What? Okay. Leash said, what is And to be clear, I wasn't crying because Ace left the villa. I was upset because Ace and Shelly left the villa. And I know that that was a direct result of anti-blackness, amongst other things. Leach said, what's Shelly's motivation to be a triple threat actor, dancer, model? I mean, I think that she's always been imagining that for herself, right? That's what she said. She's always imagined that for herself. So I think that most people, I mean, I don't know, I did as a kid. I think a lot of people when their kids want to grow up and be famous, right? You want to, that's what you look to as like the thing to achieve, right? In the world. And so that doesn't shock me that that's something that she wants. T.S. Florida Barbie, I would say from what she said in the interview, I actually am not shocked that she doesn't maybe have the connections. It seemed like modeling just really like started for her beginning of this year is what she said. I believe that was the timeline she said. And so she had been like working a 9-to-5 and day trading is what she was saying. And like maybe some stuff here and there. She'd auditioned for some things, but she didn't get serious about it until the beginning of this year. And then she was on an island for 6 weeks this summer. So that doesn't shock me that she's not necessarily like, oh, I can just like call so-and-so and get a shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like she was doing everything on her own. She was very DIY. And so I think this is her first time like having a team, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, I do think, Nope, you sound like, let me see how many followers you have because you sound like you're stupid. So, yep, 4 followers and you're not following anybody. If you come into this live and you're on a burner account, you're not even bold enough to be on your own shit in here talking shit, I'm not going to engage with you. Get some courage. Okay? Get some courage. You over here like the cowardly fucking lion in this bitch trying to talk about something. Please. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. So I'm not gonna repeat that shit or acknowledge it. Okay, I'm gonna rotate out Noelle for Anika, and then it's a bunch of y'all in here. Hold on. I'm gonna rotate out a couple of subs for some subs. And then K Boogie, you're gonna be first. Go ahead, K Boogie, and share your thoughts while I rotate out.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm back. So I have a really hot take, okay? And this is the most speculative speculation you'll ever hear in your life. And I want to know your thoughts because this is really crazy. I'm not even playing with y'all. So my speculation is we saw this in the villa with Shelly, and I feel like she isn't one to search for things or actively put herself out there for things. Like every time she's had someone, they've come to her. Chris even said that it was a situation where he felt like she was putting no effort into getting to know him and being with him. And I feel like that translates outside of the villa as well. Somebody in the comments said she didn't strike while the iron was hot. I think she was just like, okay, people are like so in love with the show now, I'm just going to have things pouring in for myself. But you also have to reach out to things that you actually want. And if you don't do that, like Ola had Alexander Wang, right? She would have never gotten that if she didn't get the help that she wanted. She spoke out and said, I really want to do modeling. And Nick was like, I got you, girl. And that really catapulted her. Just that little bit of like 1 or 2 modeling gigs catapulted her on top of us being obsessed with her. Okay, because I was obsessed. I'm good now, by the way. Secondly, I want to talk about the Wicked thing. I have been a Wicked fan since I was 12. Okay, I've been obsessed. When I saw that she got on that red carpet and messed up Elphaba's name, that movie has been out for a year. People have been raving about it for a year. I am decked out in a Wicked outfit literally right now. I am completely decked out. I've been decked out for 2 days, okay? There are people who also love drama shows and love drama shows who are also actively obsessed with Wicked. I knew as soon as she messed up that name that she was going to get eaten alive because I was irritated. What do you mean? I want to be standing where you are right now, and you can't even pronounce the main character's name correctly. You don't play in my face like that. That just means that you weren't paying attention and you did not see the first movie. It's a movie premiere. You're going to walk into this movie without half of the freaking context. Because Elphaba's name is said so many times. You can even call her Elfie, her nickname. Her ugly nickname. I hate that name. You can even call her Elfie. The fact that you walked into that carpet and said her name incorrectly pisses me off. I'm sorry. She has been deeply ingrained into my chest for years. One of the songs from the second movie was literally my graduation song in high school. Don't play with me. Oh my God. Okay, last thing. This has nothing to do with anything we've talked about. I bought new hair products today. Okay. They were terrible. They will be returned. Tina. They will be returned tomorrow. Real quick. I got a recommendation off of TikTok. I know. It's salon grade hair product. But it's salon grade hair product that's not for my hair because my hair feels like straw right now.
I want to know what brand, K Boogie. What brand?
Matrix. Food for soft. Doo-doo garbage. I'm really sad. Because each bottle was $20. And it's only 10.1 fluid ounces. And I got the shampoo, the conditioner, and I got a moisturizing definition cream for my curls. And my curls are not curling. I had the conditioner sitting in my hair for 10 minutes and my hair just frizzed up. So, yeah. And I have really nice defined curls. I'm like a 4A, a 3C or a 4A. And yeah, my hair just frizzed right on up. It was disgusting. And I hate you, Matrix. Thank you so much for ruining my hair. I'm getting Beyonce's hair stuff tomorrow. Okay, that's all I got.
Not re-gifted for Christmas. Y'all ain't shit. I use Design Essentials. I use their line. I used Carol's Daughter, but only the leave-in conditioner, the like cocoa one, and I use the fortifying shampoo and conditioner sometimes, but I like Design Essentials. They have like a moisturizing shampoo and conditioner, and I really like those two.
Tina, can I hop in here real quick?
Yes.
And just say this real quick? Because it's just, K Boogie, I am a wicked stan. When I tell you, I have read the book 3 times. I have seen the Broadway show 4 times with the original cast, mind you, and the first Black Elphaba, period.
Jealousy in my bones.
I know, right? I know. And I've had several friends that have been in the show, and I have one that's in the show right now. When I tell you how much I did not realize when that moment happened, how angry I got, I was just like, I shouldn't be this angry, but I was. But like Tina, this is not going to make or break her career. But I'm going to need her to get Elphaba's name right. So that's all. Don't even say it. Or don't even say it. It will be
on site. It will be on site. Girl,
God.
I hope she left after that carpet, because why are you seeing the second movie?
My God,
no context.
Today I'm going to see it tomorrow. I'm taking my niece and one of my best friends and her daughter. We saw the first movie together. We're going to see it. We're going to see it then. And when I tell you, like, the girls are ready. Like, their outfits are picked. The songs have been played. I bought a whole box of tissues. I am ready for
Get
Act
ready.
2. I'm ready for Act 2.
Those tears were crazy. My best friend had to shush me because I was sobbing.
Girl, I was crying in the show. I know I'm going to be off the walls. Woo! Okay, that's all I need to say.
Okay, listen. Somebody said in the comments, and I'm gonna go to the rest of my panel. Somebody said, would people be upset if it was Iris that had mispronounced it? I would say, who does Iris have paying attention to her? Who does Iris have making TikToks about her? Whoever they are not people that I watch. And that's no shade.
Can I say something about that?
And I would like, I just want to.
But everybody on my FYP, okay, everybody on my FYP either looks like me or does not look like me and are talking about political consciousness raising shit. That's what I ingest. Okay. So somebody, the white theater kids would be talking about her, but I would never fucking see it to know. Okay.
Yes,
And Nikki and K Boogie wanted to comment real quick about that.
Tina, because I would definitely be reposting that shit because I am a wicked stan. Y'all can get, it don't matter who. If it was Alandria, I would have been like, no, ma'am. No.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay, so I want to say, and I know this is probably very unfair, but I hold Black people to a little bit of a higher standard. I think because we work so hard to get where we are, and she's gotten to, I guess, a great place. I know nothing about day trading. Who cares? I know for a fact that if Alandria was on that carpet, she does research very well. We know that. So I think that in that context, Olandria would do well. Okay. For Iris, I would probably roll my eyes. She feels like the Barbie doll that just sits in the corner all day. So I really do not care. Blonde hair, blue eyed white lady can be where she be. I'm sorry. I hate to say it like that, but I'm not going to be watching The Villa, Beyond the Villa for her. She's going to bore me to death. I know that for a fact. She is a non-factor. Even when I saw her in The Villa, I was just like, she's still here? So, I mean, seeing her on that carpet would do the same freaking thing.
Yeah. So, Shello, I'm going to respond to your comment. And I'm very tempted to cuss you out, but I think that you're a kid. So I'm giving you grace. Okay. But actually, no, it doesn't. Okay. Because I deal with them all day in my regular life. I don't have to engage. There's not many things that people that don't look like me are talking about on social media that I care to hear about. Okay. So like I said, there are people that don't look like me, but they are talking about very explicit things. So I would never see a critique of Iris on the red carpet because I don't keep up with YT or non-Black people that are pop culture people. The only people that I listen to pop culture takes from are Black people. I don't need somebody's take that doesn't have the range. So I don't listen to it. Okay. But I do listen to them for other things, but that's typically what my content is that I ingest. Okay. All right, let's go. Bottom. Nope. Let's go. Oh, I don't remember. I think Anika and then Lauren and then Trini and then Vibe. I think is how I brought y'all up.
Okay, right. Good night, everyone. I hope all is well with you all. For me, it's a bit tense in this country because of what's happening just 7 miles away from me in Venezuela. So we'll go on. I looked at the interview, like probably, in a little while ago, I looked at the entire thing. And what I will say overall, as you mentioned, Tina, is that this was an attempt to make Shelley separate and apart from the Shelley's. I felt that was what this was. This was an opportunity for her to stand out on her own as an individual. The success of it in this instance, I don't think it hit a lot of notes in terms of her standing out on her own, because at the end of it, my mind went back to that picture that I had mentioned. I think when it was early days yet, when they came out of the villa, I believe it was I can't remember what it was, but Shelly had on a red dress, and I sensed so much power from her in relation to Ace that it was almost as if she was dwarfing him. And you got shades of it in the interview, but it wasn't full. And at the end of it, I thought to myself, I said, you let that relationship overshadow what potentially could have been a very strong presence. That was one of the things that I felt at the end of the interview. I think one of the more interesting points that she made, which was at somewhere between 41 minutes and let's say 41 minutes and 26 seconds to about 29 seconds, she spoke about when things happen, that if something happens that is very tense, this is how she normally acts. She removes herself from the situation and tries to, look at it from an outside perspective coming in. And she didn't have that opportunity in the villa because she was in the face of she was around these people all the time. And I couldn't help but ask myself, if that was the strategy that you decided, that habit that you say you have, if that's what you did after the interview that Ace had with Speedy, because there was complete silence from you. You said nothing, you hinted at nothing, and you went about things like, nothing happened until the only time we heard about, you mentioning anything with Olandria was, that statement that she made in solidarity. So for me, I was wondering, okay, is that your excuse? Is that a kind of low key excuse for why you have been more or less silent and, not saying anything when shit, for want of a better term, when shit hits the fan, as Ace did in that interview? But all in all, I listened to her, that part of the interview where she spoke about her trajectory and what she wants to do long term, and she wants to do the modeling, and she wants to do the acting, and she wants to do the dancing, and she wants to do this, but she's looking back and she's learning. And what I'm getting is that it's either she is not quite developed what her brand is yet, what her brand identity is fully as yet. She has not fleshed that out fully, or she is still searching for it, and she needs to find it quick. But I think she needs to do what, in a sense, Olandria has done, which is, yes, Olandria is part of the Nicolandria coupling, but then Olandria has successfully set herself apart. And I think that's what Shelly needs to do. But unfortunately, this interview did not do it. I don't know if there will be more interviews or if there will be other things that will happen that will allow for that separation and that kind of that power presence that I felt, that I saw in that picture, that you saw shades of it in the interview, but she's been dwarfed by the coupling, and she needs to separate herself from that coupling in order to really stand on her own and, quote unquote, redeem herself, if there's any redemption, because it's questionable. I'm just trying to say she needs to separate her brand from him, and I don't think she did that in the interview at all. The story of her homelessness and what she was passionate about, I want to see where she takes that, because I think that is a passion project that, if she strategizes well, could do well for her, and I look forward to see what she's doing. But I think overall it was a decent attempt, but it missed. Another thing I want to say, there was a point made about identifying with her Caribbean roots. I saw the Billboard interview she did with Sean Paul, and then her presence at the Caribbean Music Awards was another thing. And I think, I don't know, as I said, I think those things are kind of surface level. I haven't seen enough, or maybe is yet to be seen, what she will do to kind of embrace, because that's a unique niche. Whether or not she decides to mesh in culturally with us in the Caribbean or as part of the Caribbean diaspora, there are several opportunities that she can look at. Whether or not she is going to take advantage of it is yet to be seen. But we in the Caribbean have a very rich culture throughout, a lot of commonalities, a lot of differences that if she is smart and she wants to take advantage of that, then it is an opportunity for her as a Haitian American to try and reconnect not only with Haitian roots, but with the wider Caribbean diaspora, and that could be a good thing for her to look at as well. Yeah, that's it. I don't know, Tina, just as an aside, I don't know if you saw a video that Brian did recently talking about mental health. It was pretty, if I find it, I will tag you, but to me, it was a nice way for him to reintroduce himself and redeem himself, kind of, because it was a very mature take on how he was feeling after all the events of Love Island and, you know, friends looking out for him and that kind of thing. I found it very refreshing in terms of how he handled it. And I was like, you know, if others who went through tough times like 404 would have taken that kind of example, she would be more convincing that, you know, you're really on a healing journey and not this pastiche makeup thing that you're trying to do. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say so far. Yeah, the major talking points that I wanted to say, I think I covered them. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Anika. I will say, if it's his, I know that he had done one maybe a week or so ago at this point. I saw that one, but if it's newer than that, I would love to see it. Thank you for the follow, Shrek Khan. I wish you hadn't become a super fan. You should have subscribed, friends, so that you can see my actual subscriber videos. You have to click my face to subscribe. I do not play. Y'all are so funny. I'm gonna get you quick in these comments, y'all. And my man just got home with dinner, so I'm gonna go through the rest of the panelists, and then we're gonna wrap for the night. Okay, so I think it was Lauren next. Go ahead, Lauren.
Hey y'all, happy Friday. Thank you so much for having me up here. I'll be quick on the Michelle front because, like I've mentioned before, I am confused why people are so interested because I am bored and have been bored since the season, right? I think it was all the confusion and 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 what felt like just a stretch, right? Because I felt like, Michelle, you got people to call you Shelly, right? Even your parents said that. I love that, right? Like that maybe was something that like people didn't do and you really like rebranded yourself. And then you then let yourself literally almost be like, I don't even want to say but part of me almost feels like let yourself just kind of be put in the background for like Ace. You know what I'm saying? And here's the gag. I walked in really liking Ace. I was like, I love his lives. Like, he's so great. Like, I'm here for it. And then as the season happened and post season, I'm bored. I'm not interested. I don't mean that in a mean way. I'm underwhelmed. And I just if you would have come out, I mean, you looked amazing at the Wicked premiere in the Emerald City. And the hair was hairing everything. I wish it was better, but it flopped. And I don't know if that's indicative of you, Michelle, because you bored me in the villa. Like, couldn't make a decision. Like, let that little man play in your face. It's just weird. And I don't know. I'm not trying to be like a hater. I don't care anymore. But what I was really coming up here to talk about is what's going on in the Bravo sphere. Okay, we've got Mia locked up, Eddie and Wendy. Now listen, I've been standing strong on innocent until proven guilty. But if these 40, 50 credit cards and these different names, these aliases are true, I'm concerned. And then we slide over to BravoCon and we have, listen, I love the Grand Dame. I met her. I rock with her. Right? We're going to get, exactly. I rock with her. But are y'all really doing a standing ovation? Now, if she would have come out with like a Tina Turner legs, like, what's love got to do? Just a reason for an applause. You know what I mean? Just a reason for them to be giving this woman who just got out of jail for her fourth DUI, this standing ovation as if she's done something. What, she made it? I'm still, and I still love Karen. Okay, that's the thing. I still love Karen, but again, right there. But we're still in Bravo, still in the mess. Then we get the announcement about Todd and Candy divorcing. Obviously, a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the bullshit. What is going on with Bravo? And Jen Shaw is getting out of prison next month. Let's talk about it. What's going on in the Bravo sphere? Also, Portia with the airplane incident and the woman, the Karen. Blessings. What's going on? Bravo, Peacock. Can we talk about it? I don't even know where we want to start. Can it be Todd and Candy? I know I've only got like a minute before I have to land this plane. But when did it? Okay, was it this was just this week in Bravo, by the way. Like from BravoCon to now, we've got the standing ovation for the fourth DUI. I love Grand Dame, but fans, we've got to be better. We've got to tighten up because, I mean, if she would have come out, or if she would have like done like a Whitney, something like you better lay low, something that was deserving of all of that. Because baby, you got out early and you should have been in jail. Because again, it was your fourth DUI. Not to be a hater, but beloved, we've got to do something before that. We've got to do something about it, and it's not high praise. Wendy, Eddie, I was rooting for you. Y'all came out there on that BravoCon stage looking phenomenal. Looks. Why do y'all have 40, 50 aliases of credit cards? And that's just released this week. And then Todd and Candy. When did this happen? How did this happen? Riley, I'd like for you to kind of talk about it on that NYC show, because season 2 is coming pretty soon. It's giving Succession vibe, because I know Candy has a prenup, but what does that say? And they've been together for a long time. Not to be in somebody else's wallet, but honestly, I'm curious. They've done a lot of plays together. They've had a lot of failed restaurants together, some tax things together, some candied nights together. I mean, there's a history there. And it just feels like, please don't be a Croy and a Kim. And as I land this plane, y'all, that just happened in this past week for the Bravo Lebs. And Jen Shaw really is getting out of prison. Also, I don't believe Mary runs a cult. That's all. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Bye.
If y'all don't know, Lauren does have a podcast. We are going to collaborate at some point. It's going to be a good time, but go and subscribe. Lauren, do you want to tell them the name of your podcast?
Oh, sure. Yes. It's called Baggage Claim. And it has a little logo that's like yellow and orange and animated. That's me. But yeah, it's called Baggage Claim.
Lauren's face.
I just followed you. I just followed you. I hope you don't get arrested while you land your plane. But I do need that conversation. I have thoughts about everything. Okay. I've been following it very closely. And I saw the little video of the white lady child. Ooh, we got to talk.
Okay, y'all, we can talk about that more on Sunday. I will say this. I don't watch BravoCon, but I do watch the Bravo girlies. Now, Cold Case Corner, I just have to take a moment to cuss you out. Why do y'all care about Shelly so bad? Focus on your babe. You're 67 years old, ma'am. I'm gonna need you to shut the entire fuck up. You are not welcome in this space. If it feels like it's not the space for you, that's totally fine. But you came in making that comment when nobody was even talking about Michelle. You're over here obsessed about somebody that doesn't even know that you're breathing on this planet in my live for the free, defending them. You're a fucking weirdo and you should absolutely seek help. All right. Trini, will you please go ahead and give us your thoughts?
Good night, everyone. Okay, so my thoughts on the podcast was that I went into it I didn't actually watch it. I watched it through someone's live because I didn't want to give them the view. But I went into it wanting to get to know Shelly better, and I don't think I really did. She seemed very guarded, and I I don't know if enjoy is the right word, but it was nice to get to know about her past and that her family had to deal with, I guess, housing insecurity. I did have a question about that. Although I believe her, my question was, I know family members that also dealt with housing insecurity that had 4 or 5 kids. And in New York, when you go into the system, they give you housing right away, especially with kids. You may be in a shelter for I don't know how long, but you get Section 8 housing. So it's not like you're actually homeless. I understand she's a child, so maybe she was a child, so she might not be able to comprehend everything that's going on. But I believe that she had housing insecurity. And I was wondering if that's part of the reason why she's so guarded. And being a Caribbean woman, we're taught not to tell our business in the streets. Everything stays in the house. So I'm wondering if the reason why she's so guarded is because she grew up not being able to express herself to strangers, because that's how I am. I don't express myself to strangers at all. So that's the reason I give her a lot of grace. And about Tata, if you're still here, okay, being Haitian just became cool. So I can see her growing up and distancing herself from her Haitian heritage. I had a best friend in college that was clearly Haitian. I'm Trinidadian. I grew up in Flatbush. I'm around every country. I know a Haitian when I hear a Haitian. I've heard her mother speak on the phone. And when I said, "Are you Haitian?" She was like, no, I'm not Haitian. I'm American. She was Haitian. I've met her parents. I know Haitian people when I meet Haitian people. So I'm saying all that to say that Shelly may be disconnected from her Haitian heritage because it wasn't cool to be Haitian until very recently. But at this point, as an adult, and now it is cool to be Haitian, it'll be nice if she can reconnect with that, because I love Americans, but being from the Caribbean is the bomb. I'm sorry. So that was just my thoughts on Shelly. I give her a lot of grace. I don't like the way she handled the situation with Ace and Olandria. I don't like that at all. But I do give her grace because I think that she was brought up to keep things to herself and keep things inside the house. So, and I had another thought, and I didn't write it down, so I forgot. But thank you very much. That's it.
Thank you. Okay, y'all are bringing up good questions in the comments. Somebody said, so then what culture is she connected to? And to y'all that are wondering, she was born in Miami, then she moved to other places in Florida, and then she spent her high school career in New York. This is what she said on the show. And she spent her entire high school career being unhoused. To Trini Kimmy's point, there is a such thing. So I work in the housing industry. There is this, like in the nonprofit sector with unhoused people, there is a certain thing where it's like everybody is under the umbrella of homelessness, but that homelessness might look different. So you might be street homeless. You might be homeless, but in a shelter. You might be homeless, but in a state or federally funded apartment or home. It can look different for lots of people, even though you would be under the umbrella of homelessness, if that makes sense. So the same way, like you can be under the transgender umbrella, but it looks different right? So it's just an umbrella, and she might have fallen somewhere in that umbrella. She did talk about how they originally had gotten housing, right? Couch surfing, sleeping in your car, just you paying for a motel yourself. All of that, you are considered technically homeless. You're just sheltered homeless.
I was that way.
Yeah.
I was that way.
Yeah.
Not toothless, but homeless.
Yeah. Many
You
people.
know where that's from, though?
No.
You don't watch Real Housewives
I
of
am
Beverly Hills?
screamless.
Wait, Real
Listen,
Housewives of
I
what?
have been around the homeless and I have been around the toothless.
Like, stop
Hmm.
it. Stop it. You don't watch Beverly Hills?
Oh hell no. Not in
Oh,
years. Not
girl,
in years.
Dorit, was it Dorit had a dinner and Kathy Hilton
I've
kept
seen that.
pronouncing it wrong because it was like not toothless but homeless. That was the nonprofit. And Kathy Hilton was like, are the homeless toothless?
I can't. I
Girl, that
can't.
was a time. That was a
I
time on
can't.
Bravo.
So yeah, so I think that she fell under that umbrella. Subscribers, I do have a take for y'all with my thoughts around that. And I stand by what I said because here's the thing. I don't think that the majority of people know that there is a difference. No, Ann, because I'm gonna wrap up. I don't think that people know that there is a difference. And so I would have appreciated clarity if we were gonna talk about it, right? Because that's not people, most people don't think about homeless people being sheltered, right? They don't like Ace talked about sleeping on benches at the beach, right? That is what people imagine when they think of homelessness, right? And so it would have been nice to have a little bit more clarity. And then I will say, shit, I forgot my other one. Go ahead, Vibe Lounge. Please give me your thoughts.
Hello, good night, everyone. How you guys doing?
Great.
Misty, you're glowing. You should like drop a skincare routine, you know? Might need some little something. Okay, first I want to say, Tish Cyrus, you ain't shit. You're not a good human being. And like, being wealthy and privileged must really be cool. But she kind of derailed the interview. So I'm not like Shelley tried. So we're going to give her that, but just like the person interviewing her, he's just like shallow, surface level, and then really try to, Okay, enough about Tish. So my first thing that I noticed, because I thought after the interview we get to know Shelley, but no, I think something is still missing. It's almost like the interview left us thinking, what did we learn that we don't already know? We already know what you're telling us, so we wanted something, that shows us the in-depth of who you are or something. We didn't get that. And I think this happened because they started the trajectory of their journey very wrong. Starting with production crew, doing couples videos and all that and popping it out, they presented themselves as a unit, not as an individual. And I know Olandria actually had the same scenario from the beginning, and people started going, oh, without Nick, she can't get anything. They were attacking her. And I believe she went back to the drawing table, spoke with her team, and that changed real fast. And you will notice, like when they went on that VMA award, they didn't walk the red carpet together. And Nicolandria fandom was like, it was going crazy. Why are they not walking? VMA, you missed your shot. There isn't that. But they had a big stage to introduce Olandria Carton, not Nicolandria. And they took that shot. And they announced that to the world immediately in that moment. They saw an opportunity and they just used it. Which is what Shelley and Ace didn't do. They thought the black love, where unit is this, is that, is going to move the crowd. So they rolled with that. Carried production company around them. They are videoing every aspect of their life and everything. And people weren't feeling it because it's not really from a genuine place there. People lack that connection to what they were trying to present to the public. So this is what separated Olandria from them, because right now, you look at it after the VMA, Olandria was just shot up to the, like fashion, like people like, who is she? She won best dress because she was just highlighted as Olandria Carton, not as a Nicolandria. That was our first thing. Then, so other thing that I wanted to touch on is Shelley missed a lot of opportunity because I know right now the TPS for Asian and temporary protective stuff is up in January 2026. Trump has lifted it. So almost 500,000 Asian people are at the verge of getting deported or losing their protective status, right? She's from that community. She could have talked about it, because if you're going to use the title of cultural voice in your bio, that they put you as a cultural voice, you have to talk about something that relates to your culture, because that's what you said. If you're going to like take a title, if I say I'm a therapist, I must have a degree to back that up, and I'm going to express myself that this is why I'm a therapist. If I say I'm a pastor, I could have gone to a clergy school and I'm going to prove that, oh, this is why I'm a pastor. So if you're going to say I'm a cultural voice, what job have you done? What is under your belt as a cultural voice? What have you spoken for? What fight have you involved yourself? What places have you put your time into to show this I'm about that life? No, she didn't do that, because she didn't say anything about that. Then she talked about homelessness, which was a great point. Now I'm waiting for Shirley to say, because I experienced this, I was able to partner with social organization back in the days. I go there, I volunteer, or maybe this is like a link to donation, because I want to see that people are fed this Thanksgiving, because there are a lot of people. She had an opportunity to do that again. Give a name of an organization you're currently working with, or something that you have already or you are in talks with to work with. Shirley didn't give anything. She just said, oh, I plan to, meaning that you've not done anything, but you want to use that to score points in the public view. Because if you've done the work, you've done everything you have to do, you have your materials to say, like Olandria we talk about, and she'll be quick to say Tuskegee and Tog Masha. You know, she knows the organization she wants to donate to. Shirley didn't name one person. She didn't shout out any organization. She didn't direct any viewers to say, this is where I want you to donate to. This is Thanksgiving. And you could have said, oh, I want people this Thanksgiving who are homeless or unhoused that probably will need one meal. And I need for you to donate to this or set up something or anything. This was an opportunity she could have used. She missed the mark again. And lastly, I have a message for the Sherlacers, the Ace Mob, and all the things that you people call yourself. Instead of always going from panel to find a way to pull Olandria down because you want Shirley to surpass Olandria so you can have bragging rights, how about genuine support? Like, forget that Olandria exists in this world and just put your attention and everything on Shirley and Ace and actually support them in the absence of wanting to trash talk or bring down Olandria, because the point is that they are so focused on humbling Olandria so they can say, oh, Shirley is the girl, is not Olandria, that they are forgetting to uplift their own faith. Like, leave Olandria, put the energy, like, focus on her, pretend Olandria doesn't even exist. As a matter of fact, in this moment, who is Olandria should be your national anthem. Like, who is Olandria? Who the hell is she? We know about Shirley, we know about Ace, we're about that life, we're going to promote them. Look at Shirley dropped a podcast yesterday. The numbers are not good. Ace dropped a music video today. The numbers are not good. He has millions of followers, and yet he hasn't been able to average 100,000 views in one day for a video that everybody know about and they've been promoting. So at the end of the day, you people have to gather your acts together, prioritize your faith, and push them where you want to see them. Maybe you get the shine and the leak that you want, instead of concentrating on, oh, let's pull Olandria down, because that is you people's problem. When you're neglecting and you're pushing Olandria here and there, you're just uplifting that girl. That's just what I have to tell you. Because the thing is, people can relate to Olandria. People connected to her on levels that we haven't been able to connect to Shirley. And people, we always root for her. And the more hate she's getting, people are wondering, why is this girl hated? What has she done? And people go into her past. What do they find? She likes supporting black businesses. She talks about black people. She's so fucking pro-black that when they dig to find what to hate Olandria about, they end up loving Olandria. So it's like you people are advertising her to the world. Like, you think you're hating her, you talk all the shit, and people go do their research. Guess what they do? They love her, and she has gained another supporter. Instead of you guys to do that for your faith, you're concentrating on Olandria. So for the interview, it was a miss. Shirley had an opportunity to actually do things that would put her on another light, and it would have been good. But I think she was more concentrated on repairing the image of what people have of her in the public than actually speaking on the things that were really important. She wanted that image of, oh, this is not me, and the part of Tish making it about is about Shirley. It wasn't, that interview wasn't about Shirley. It was almost like it was a Shirley's interview. Ace could have as well been in the room with them. So there was no point him not being there. He could have just been there. So it would be like a couple's interview because that is what it was given. I need to know who Shirley is outside of Shell Ace. That's it. And we haven't gotten it yet. And I hope the next time, if she's going to have a podcast, find someone, probably someone who is also a cultural voice, who will understand your struggle, where you're coming from, sit down with them, explain to them, then talk about it. And, maybe that will work because right now, this is not it, but A for effort. And I wish Shirley well, and I hope that she wakes up and she finds a way to break out of this circle and really do good and great things in life because she's a beautiful girl. She's a Black woman, and I will always root for every Black woman to succeed, regardless. So that's my take. Thank you, Miss Tina.
Thank you, Vibe. I want to read Lyrica Buki's comment and say the thought that I had a while ago that I couldn't remember just now. So Lyrica Buki said, I just thought about it. I don't see her cherries anymore, just shalacers. Interesting. And I think it was Anika mentioned that moment where it seemed like Michelle was almost clipsing Alan. And I talk about this in my Take for You subscribers a bit, right? There's, I think Michelle has a lot of potential coming out of the villa. I think that they chose to lean into couple content. I don't know if I believe that was Michelle's choice as much as maybe Alan's. I think if you listen to the interview, you will hear Michelle say, oh, I'm looking for things to decorate my place. I think that we are listening to Michelle attempt to make some movement in a direction that would give her a little bit more autonomy. But here's my hot take for y'all. That who y'all think Clark is, oh, she's dimming her light. She's letting herself be small with 3D is who Michelle is. Because Michelle, you've seen, have the capacity to actually be a leader, to be a big energy, to be a voice, to have star power. And she allowed herself to not. Okay, Trini, Kimmy, I'm going to give you back that minute and a half to share your thoughts about and I am going to say this about the interview. I'm more on Tish's ass than I am on Michelle's ass. Because Tish even said, as you're watching the interview, Tish said, Fontaine, I don't disagree. I have a whole video about that too. Tish even said at the interview, somebody was saying something on camera. She's like, okay, let me get back to my questions because I've just gone on and on. She was letting herself get caught up in her ace standing and letting herself move the conversation from where it was supposed to go.
Yeah, after train, there's something I remember. Please, a final thought before I drop. After Trini.
Okay. Yep. Okay, go ahead, Trini. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah. Okay. So this was my thought on Trish. I really enjoyed her first interview with Alandria. I didn't know who that lady was before the interview. So I looked her up. I researched her. I was like, oh, Miley Cyrus's mom. Let me see what's up with her. And it wasn't very good. Besides her marrying her daughter's situationship, that's disgusting. She also approved of Miley dating someone in their 20s when she was a minor. And when I read that, I was like, the whole family was cool with it. He was going over to dinner and holidays with them and everything. I was like, this lady does not have discernment. There's something wrong with her decision making. And so when I was watching the interview and the way, even with the Pepe interview, the way she gushed about Ace and 3D, and I was like, she doesn't know. I feel like there's something in her trying to discern what a good man is, because there's no way that you should be dating your daughter's situationship, much less marrying him, and allowing a minor, although Miley was the moneymaker in the family, she was still a minor and you're still her mom. That relationship should not have been, she should not have condoned that relationship. So after I learned that, I did look at the Shelly interview differently than I looked at the Ola interview. And just real quick, I just wanted, because I was going back and forth with someone in the comments about this. Ola didn't come from the industry. She wasn't like a real model. She had a job. She was a salesperson. She was the only Black person in her office. And she was the only, besides her boss, she was the only other female in her company. She had to learn how to network. She was the top salesperson selling elevators as a Black woman in Texas. Come on now. She's smart. When she left the villa, she did not have a team. She took her time to build a team. I'm sure she learned how to write a business plan, how to have goals, and how to have a roadmap for her career. I don't think, honestly, that, I don't know for sure, but of course, I don't think that Shelly had that same motivation, because she got out the villa and she signed right away. She didn't take time to look around and see what was best for her and to figure out what her future goals were and to build a team to help her reach that goal. I feel like now she's trying to do that now. Like she's trying to backpedal or try to do that now. And it might be a little bit too late because things go fast. So it might be a little bit too late for her to do it at this point. But I wish her all the best, and I hope she does do it. I want like the previous speaker said, I want every Black woman to win, as long as you're a good person, of course. But I want every Black woman to win. So I hope that she can change gears and separate from Ace. And I love Black love, but that's not the way to go. Don't like cement yourself or anchor yourself to a man. That's always a mistake. All right. So that's it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Vibe, give us a quick thought, quick final thought.
Quick final thought is this is also like, again, because I think if those people are able to be successful or get their faith to be successful, we probably will have breathing space and just concentrate on having good vibes on our own end. This is something I have to let, this is for Shalaces and all their whatever name they call their fandom. You have a fandom where the only thing you could talk about is drag Ola. I want you to know that marketing brands and everything, and they're on social media, they go to fandoms to see the kind of people they will work with and what kind of fandom do they have. Orlando has CHC, they have the Ola dolls and everything, but I know that when you come to CHC, you can't say anything negative, you understand? And some of these brands follow those groups and they see how powerful and how they are at pushing Ola, like the way they want to promote our content and everything. If they can drag you and promote Ola at the same time, they can walk and chew gum. And this is exactly what they don't know. Like if your fandom is so negative and they come there, they don't see you promoting Shelly or promoting Ace, all you talk about is Olandra. They want to know, who is this Olandra? So instead of you garnering like support for your faves, you are giving that support to Olandra again. So like, you people should stop talking about Olandra. Concentrate more on pushing your fave, promote their stuff, post it on your page. When there's like content or something, you see a publication or something asking about, oh, who should we work with? Go on their comment section. Talk about your faves there and leave the comment section and live videos of other people talking about Olandra where you want to come and drag and everything. So that is my final thought. Like, you should create a healthy environment where Shalace can be seen as, you know, like a product that they can market to the world, and not like a hateful fan base who is more focused on hating on another island and all that. So that was what I wanted to add. Thank you. And good night. Enjoy your dinner.
Thank you. I do want to give a final thought about Michelle, y'all. And I talk about it a little bit in my video, and I already talked about it earlier, but I just want to be very clear. And I don't think anybody in this live is doing it, but I know this live, I hope not. I hope I'm not talking to none of y'all that be over here with me. I hope that everybody that be over here with me be grown, except for Shello and Lane 878. Lane at 878 and Shello, they are not grown. They are babies in here with us. They done lied to TikTok and said they older than 18 because my lives is 18 plus. Okay. But other than that, everybody over here is grown. Okay. So I do want to say, regardless of what you think or you feel about Michelle, regardless of what you think or feel about Alan, keep that shit in your space. Okay? Because when I went to go do my research, because you all know that I like to give you a thoughtful take, right? I try not to only just have a moment, a blip, right? I try to get as much data as I can before I say something. There are some of y'all that you inbox me stuff and I'll be like, that's not enough information for me to really have an opinion. So y'all know that I'm that way. I went to that woman's page, and when I tell you that the comments are absolutely fucking disgusting, disgusting. It is too many people over there, unhinged as fuck, trying to, Michelle's page. I went to Michelle's TikTok, to her video. She's doing get readies with me. She's putting on makeup, and these motherfuckers have flooded the comments. Oh, your concern is fake. You only care when racism is toward one person, don't you? Oh, blah, blah, blah. She could choose to block. It is a choice. I'm not saying that, but I'm also saying, why go at all? I do think it is Honda Civic fans. I don't think it's Nicolandrians, because I think Honda Civic fans want to dislike her, and it's explicitly about what she said about Honda Civic, right? But that level of derangement, that level of like, I need to shit on you and tear you down because I don't like you, is actually fucking weird. And I know y'all don't in here, but I know that this is going on other platforms. I need y'all to not. I need you to go out when you think about getting in somebody's comments and talking shit. When you think about when you're like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna talk shit in their comments, go drink a full 8-ounce glass of water, take a walk around your block, wash your face, and then come back. And if you still feel like talking shit at that point, then use the phone to log into psychologytoday.com and search for a therapist. Okay? Because that shit is not okay, and it's unwell, and I just need us to not. I know it's not y'all. I know that the people in my life are grown and have good sense, but I also know that this is going onto other platforms. And so as we are sitting and having this conversation, anybody that engages my shit, I just need you to be very clear that that's not the way that you roll, even when you don't fuck with somebody, even if you can't stand them, whatever, right? That's unnecessary. Okay? That's unnecessary. Don't do all that. All right. I love y'all down. I'm about to go eat some Japanese food and have some drinks while y'all be wondering what I'm drinking all the time. I'm about to drink. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. And then I'm going to watch, I don't know, maybe we'll watch a movie or something. Okay. I will see y'all again on Sunday. Don't forget to put your questions into the Google form. You can click on my face and go to the Google form. If you missed a part of the live, click on my face and go, Cello, cut it out. Click on my face and go, subscribe to the YouTube. This will be posted on the YouTube. Cello, I'm not going to watch that music video. He didn't pay his dancers and I can't rock with that. I wouldn't have watched it anyway because, last shady ass thing, the man can't rap. Y'all only like him on TikTok when it's a snippet. All right. Good night.